is coming back.
I don't think that can be a spoiler now. It's everywhere. It was even on newspapers. So,
but I didn't like that Moriarty. I don't care if he comes back.
He was too psychopathic and not intelligent. Even though everyone kept saying he was intelligent,
he never showed it.
It didn't show it.
It was just bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kept telling me he was intelligent and bonkers, but show it. Yeah, so he could hide himself in plain sight and date the Doctor. So?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, he has to be the anti-Sherlock.
Which he hasn't been so far. Apart from the fact that I think Moffat or Gatiss, whoever's doing it, is shoehorning the fact that, well, look, he actually blew his head off and he's back. He's better than Sherlock.
Well, yeah, okay, there's that
the one bit I adored, because they tried to make Sherlock in this reboot, or whatever you want to call it, almost a robot, as if he didn't understand emotions and everything, didn't understand friendship. He does, he just doesn't do it. It's a waste of time. The fact that he would murder someone, and the fact how he murdered it was just, you could see it thinking it was like, well, what could we do? He's going to get away. I know, I'll blow his head off.
Yeah.
And the way he said, that was basically for Mary. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
And Mary turning out to be who she was.
Did you think it was much more confident, this series? I thought it felt more confident.
They took risks, and you could see who I know that they both wrote it, but whoever they were taking risks and having fun with the character and the dialogue, and the actors were as well.
Yeah, Mark Gatiss did a great job of really writing himself into every episode, didn't he?
I love that version of Mycroft.
Yeah, he was very good. I liked him.
And the way when he walked, I know he was slightly drugged at the time, and maybe they're going to play up on that. But when he said that the reason he didn't want him to go to Eastern Europe because it would break his heart.
Yeah.
They standoffish, but they're close as well. And the fact he's more intelligent than Sherlock as well. I love that.
Yeah. No, it was very, very
and
good.
And the fact that Benedict Cumberbatch's parents are his parents in this series.
Yeah.
It played out. I liked the wedding episode. I know some people have said that was a bit weak, but I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, the shortcomings were many.
Oh, yeah.
But they were won over by the performances of Cumberbatch and
the
Martin
speech.
Freeman.
The wedding.
Martin Freeman was amazing in it too.
I think he gets. People don't understand how good he is because he's overshadowed, which he's meant to be.
Yeah.
But he's so good.
Like that scene where he had on his own where he went into the drug den at the start of the third episode.
I loved that.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And he was so good in it.
But he still played him,
yeah,
but with a little bit more.
But he was just a bit ballsier, a bit braver, a bit more.
And it showed the army training, the way he took the guy down.
Yeah,
I thought that was brilliant.
It was superb. And yeah, I mean, I think Mark, it's easy to say that, as you said already, that he doesn't do very much in it, but he's so understated.
He just little movements, little looks.
Yeah.
And the drunk scene, the stag night was brilliant.
Yeah.
All of that devastation in 2 hours.
Yeah. No, it's superb. It really is superb.
I think Sherlock's speech at the wedding is what made it. That speech was just so good. It went from horrible, not understanding, to pure love. I loved it.
Yeah.
But we have to wait, 7 years for the next one?
No, I think we'll get it next year. I think the reason that it was held up so much was because of The Hobbit.
Well, they've also already said that he's committed to 4 and 5.
There is, apparently Moffat and Gatiss have planned out 2 more seasons.
But after that, I think with Freeman's career taking off and Cumberbatch's, I don't know if you'll see much more.
No, do you need to see much more, though?
A good movie could be good. And maybe that's what they'll do. Do a couple of movies every 5 or 6 years.
But then there's the Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies, and there's confusion there.
Oh, no, there isn't. No. Steampunk, boxing, martial arts, no.
Yeah, fair enough. It was a hell of a lot of fun. Okay, right, that's it for this week. Jay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
As we say as well, of course, Saxon, our prayers are with you tonight.
They are indeed.
And we all are thinking about you, the whole family of FTN, of course, are thinking about you, and I'm sure all our listeners and readers are as well. Okay, right, we will, of course, be back next Thursday night. We're going to be talking to Anthony Ingruber, who is an impersonator. This guy does Harrison Ford impersonations like you will not believe. We had him on the show quite a while ago, but we're going to have him back on the show in the next week. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk some Star Wars.
And can I just say, I was meant to be talking to Peter Clines last night via Skype, and the small gods of technology didn't like it. Mm-hmm. But Peter Clines is an author. His book 4 of his Ex-Heroes series, called Ex-Purgatory, is out today in the UK. It was out a couple of days ago in the States. And if you like superheroes, or if you like zombies, so if you like The Walking Dead or The Avengers, read his books. They are stunning. It's basically a few surviving superheroes protect the few surviving survivors in a zombie outbreak. It's much better than I'm making it sound.
Okay.
But he was very kind. We did the old school question and answer type interview. It's up on the site now, and Ex-Purgatory is available, and we will be sorting out a giveaway for some copies of that book in the very near future. And if you haven't read any of them yet, trust me, start reading them.
two big interviews that we have coming up as well is we're hoping to get an interview with Danny Trejo or Trejo. Who was in from Dusk Till Dawn, and he's a scary guy with a big tattoo on his chest.
Machete.
Apparently, Machete, of course, and apparently an absolute gentleman. So we're hoping to get an interview with him, and an interview as well that we're hoping to get. We're all but guaranteed to get. And he's an actor that not everybody knows, but I'm a big fan of his because I'm just such a big Scream freak. Is Skeet Ulrich, who was in the first Scream.
Yeah.
He played Billy Loomis in the first Scream movie, and he was, of course, in Jericho, the TV series as well. And he's very below the radar now. He's doing sort of a lot of little small movies and everything else. I really want to talk to the guy that played Billy Loomis, so we're trying to get him on the show in the next few weeks as well. So that's all still to come. But as I say, Jay, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
To you, of course, constant listener, thank you very much for tuning in.
Constant listener.
Constant listener. There wouldn't be much point, this little Stephen King note.
I know.
There wouldn't be much point in doing it if you guys weren't out there. For all the latest news, reviews and interviews, check us out at www.followingnerd.com, or you can stay in contact with us. We're pretty much on there all the time at facebook.com/followingnerd or at nerdfollowing on Twitter. And if you really like this show and if you think we're really cool, because we aren't, it'd be amazing if you went to the Shorties, that's at theshorties.com/nerdfollowing, and threw a vote in there for us, because we're up for the podcast is up for a Shorty Award, which we're very, very excited about. Okay, until next week, guys, in the words of the great Dave Allen, may your God go with you.
Hello, this is Ian McNeese as Winston Churchill.
Hello, this is John Leeson.
Hey there, this is James Arnold Taylor, voice of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hey, my name is Stuart Arnold. I'm the entertainer native from Britain's Got Talent.
The voice of K9.
Voice of Yabba Dabba Doo, Fred Flintstone.
And I am following
and
the nerd.
I am following the nerd.
I am following the nerd.
Following the nerd, and I'd just like to say, KBO, keep buggering on. Thank you. And God bless and good night to you all.
Following the Nerd is produced by Mark Savage and Michael Bashford. It is produced by Mark Savage with co-hosts Michael Bashford, Phil Wilts and Paddy Rand. Following the Nerd is edited by Dave Hart with original music by Paul Morgan. This podcast is not endorsed by Lucasfilm Limited, 20th Century Fox, Warner Brothers, Dark Horse Comics, Marvel, IDW, DC Comics, HBO, or any other company group unless expressly stated as such, and is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Following the Nerd and the Following the Nerd logo are all rights are reserved worldwide. All other trademarks are the property of the respective owners. Following the Nerd Online, the Following the Nerd logo, Following the Nerd, and all associated logos and designs are the intellectual property of Following the Nerd Limited. All music and recognisable features of the intellectual property relating to these trademarks are likewise the intellectual property of Following the Nerd Limited. All original content of this podcast is the intellectual property of Following the Nerd unless otherwise indicated.